The bustling Werribee line, located to the west of Melbourne, was first opened in June of 1857 as a part of the Geelong Railway line. The first electric suburban trains ran to Werribee in 1983, with virtually all trains running via the Altona loop back then. Many stations have closed along the way, but let's look at the stations that are standing strong today, making the Werribee line an integral part of the Melbourne train system.
South Kensington station opened on the 11th of March in 1891 and has 413,000 annual passengers. The station used to have a bunch of private sidings around the station, including two to the north that went to the Melbourne City Council abattoirs. In 2015, when the regional rail link was completed, unfortunately the old signal box was demolished, and what seems that one of the only pieces of character at the station.
With the Metro Tunnel Western Portal being built to the north, the station certainly looks run down and outdated, screaming for a much needed upgrade.
In 2019, the station was ranked the worst in Melbourne, and I guess you can see why. I've only been at the station for half an hour, and it seems that a train runs through it at least every couple of minutes, which is ridiculous for such a small station. Anyway, let's skip a few stations that we did in the Williamstown line video and head to Seaholme. Seaholme station opened on Australia Day in 1920 and has 107,000 annual passengers, making it the fourth least used station in Melbourne. Boom gates were added to Miller Road level crossing in 1985. And there is a very skinny platform at the upper end of the station. Now, I've definitely seen skinnier, but this might be the smallest or skinniest platform on the Werribee line. We'll have to wait and see. It is a very, very beautiful station, very peaceful, especially in the morning, and that station building right there seems to be the original from 1920. The station is also only 250 metres from the beach, which may have been a contributing factor for the area and station's name, which was picked in a competition. And now it's time to move down the track to Altona station. Altona station opened on the 1st of December in 1917 and has 303,000 annual passengers. The history of the station is very mixed, but most people say it's the second station on the site, with the first being opened in 1888 as a part of the privately owned Altona Bay Co. When this station opened, it was named Altona Beach, replacing the name of a station that's 1 mile west, or that was 1 mile west. Electric trains first reached the then terminus on October the 8th, 1926, and the station was renamed to just Altona in 1938. At the front of the station there is this very cool train sculpture out of storage boxes, I guess, and some mini pedestrian boom gates.
I believe it's one of 2 sets that are in Melbourne.
By the way, Altona is a very nice place. I'm quite surprised. There used to be a loop siding next to the track we see today, but that was removed in 1984 when the tracks were extended to Westona. Speaking of which, let's head there right now. Westona station first opened on the 21st of January in 1985 and has a nice 240,000 annual passengers. It was first named West Altona, however it was renamed after a name contest where a trio of residents came up with Westona. Just like many stations on the line, control to signals and points was diverted to the Newport signal box in 1986. Today the station acts as a crossing loop, but amazingly trains cross on the left side, which is one of the only places, if not the only place, in Melbourne that has this. Let me know. Usually trains pass on the right. For the first 3 months of its opening, Westona acted as the terminus of the line. However, 3 months later, in April of 1985, the line was extended to Laverton, where we're going right now. Laverton Station was opened on the 1st of July in 1886 and has 1.19 million annual passengers. In 1968, when the Werribee line was duplicated, this side platform became an island platform, and in 1998, Laverton became a premium station. In 1976, a fatal derailment occurred 400 metres towards Melbourne when a port ferry passenger service crossed over a diverging point. The driver did not know that this crossover was to happen, and the train derailed and unfortunately smashed into the supports of the Princess Highway Bridge, demolishing the first wooden carriage and killing one person. This station building was provided in 1969, and there used to be a goods platform up until 1994 in the yard. In 2010, Laverton received massive upgrades, including a third platform and a massive footbridge. And now it's time to fly some planes and go to aircraft. Aircraft Station opened on the 7th of March in 1925 and has 303,000 annual passengers. It was first opened as aviation siding, and interestingly, it was not until 1926 that a passenger platform was provided, and that was when the name was changed to aircraft siding. In 1963, the name was changed to just aircraft, and 1 year later in 1964, the current station was built. The station was predominantly constructed to serve the RAAF Williams Laverton base, and this is seen on the northern side of the station. Incredibly, the station was this close to closing in 2010. With the construction of Williams Landing not far down the track, the station had no hope, but luckily we still have it today. Aviation Road level crossing was removed in September of 2019, and there is plans for a pedestrian subway that will be constructed very soon. Who knows? It might be already in use when you're watching this video. Finally, or unfortunately, the station is ranked the second worst in Melbourne behind South Kensington, mainly due to how basic the station is, with one tiny shelter and nothing else. And now, let's head to Williams Landing. Williams Landing Station opened on the 28th of April in 2013 and has a whopping 1.75 million annual passengers. Plans for a station here began in the early 2000s, with the station being planned as Point Cook. However, when the station was officially announced in 2010, the name was Williams Landing, named after Richard Williams, the founder of the RAAF, or more commonly known as RAF. Construction began in 2011 and was completed 2 years later to create this ginormous station with only 2 platforms. Anyway, onwards down the track, let's head to Hoppers Crossing. Hoppers Crossing Station opened on the 16th of November in 1970 and has 1.25 million annual passengers. The original station was located on the other side of Old Geelong Road level crossing and was an island platform. However, 3 years into opening, when the Werribee line was electrified in 1983, the station was relocated to the eastern side of the level crossing to form the station we see today. The story behind the name of the station is incredible. Local legend had it that the ganger Stephen Hopper was the reason behind the name. However, a search of documentation by the Australian Railway Historical Society showed that his wife Elizabeth Hopper was the actual gatekeeper, and thus the station was named after Elizabeth.
The almighty Old Geelong level crossing is currently being removed, with a new road bridge being completed by 2022, east of the current crossing, meaning an improved community space can be made.
Now, while the boom gates are digging, let's head to Werribee. Werribee station opened on the 25th of June in 1857 and has 1.2 million annual passengers. The Platform 1 station building is the original from over 150 years ago, although it was gutted in a fire in 1927, and it probably looks a lot different today than how it looked a very long time ago. By 1902, an extensive yard had been built, and although it was closed in 1987, you can still see a lot of the remnants around today. In 1983, when the Werribee line was electrified, all station facilities were relocated underground, and a cheeky comment somehow got down there. I have no idea how it got down there.
The dangerous Cherry Street level crossing to the east of Werribee is being removed by 2022, with a bridge over rail further east than the current crossing, creating a direct connection between Tarneet Road and the Princess Highway.
This island platform was built in 1983 and refurbished in 2008 to create the station we see today. The Werribee line has so much history, it needs two videos. First seen in Melbourne in 1857, electrified in 1983, and today forms a big part of the Melbourne train system. Thank you guys for watching another video. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy, and as always, let me know down below of any video suggestions or feedback. This has been the Trainman, and until next time, goodbye.